Hi. One thing that started happening since I've started this channel is people texting me when they're bored and asking me what movies they should watch. Being a self-proclaimed movie guy, I have plenty of movies that I think everyone should see at least once. So, here you go. Here's a list of some of my recent favorite movies and how you can watch them. Starring Rooney Mara and Casey Affleck, A Ghost Story follows a man's afterlife. It's an A24 movie, and if you're not a movie person, just know if a movie has A24 in charge, it's probably gonna be beautiful and catnip for movie lovers. This movie is no exception. One unique thing this movie does is utilize silence. There were so many moments in the movie that were so silent, all you could hear were the cicadas chirping outside. But the emotion, the mood, the tone of the movie was so loud. It's sure to leave a lasting impression on the rest of your day. I couldn't focus on anything else for hours. How close can a teacher get to a student before they're too close? Should we censor our problems around our teachers? Is a teacher allowed to confide in their students? Can a teacher and student be genuine friends? 3 drama students are chaperoned at a competition by their English teacher. It stars Lily Rabe from American Horror Story and Timothée Chalamet from Call Me By Your Name. Both of them eventually have to drop their societal roles as teacher and student to be supportive of each other, to be friends. If Miss Stevens is about the positives of a teacher-student friendship, The Kindergarten Teacher is about the negative. With Maggie Gyllenhaal at the forefront, a kindergarten teacher becomes infatuated with her student's talent for writing poems. As it becomes more apparent that his poems are brilliant, she risks pretty much everything to protect his creativity, sometimes taking it a bit too far. I liked this movie because on paper, Gyllenhaal's character is so unlikable and desperate, but her performance makes her actually pitiful. The movie begs the question of, what is art? Why do people connect with some things and not with others, and to what length should we go to preserve it? Joan Crawford and Bette Davis stars 2 sisters, an ex-child star living in the past and vying for the spotlight to return, and her crippled sister who has had a much more respected and mature career. The jealousy between the 2 sisters is fueled by Davis's character's violent insanity. I hate to say it, but Bette Davis sells this movie for everything it's worth. Her performance is terrifyingly natural for the time period and could easily contest any modern-day thriller performance. It earned her an Oscar nomination for Best Actress and turned the movie into a smash hit. Alright, well, it's about time I put a comedy on this list. This movie isn't totally well written. There are some nice shots, but it's not total eye candy either. There's nothing groundbreaking about it. To escape being executed by his old master, a peasant moves into a convent to hide in plain sight as a groundskeeper. Little does he know, the nuns in the convent are less than virtuous, and he ends up getting more than he bargained for. A lot more. This movie is really dumb, but I'm a sucker for Nick Offerman and Aubrey Plaza, so I enjoyed it. Speaking of Aubrey Plaza, it'd be tragic of me to mention her and not mention Ingrid Goes West. Basically, a girl becomes obsessed with reaching social media success and begins to stalk an Instagrammer in hopes to duplicate her style. A lot of people in my life found this movie awkward and uncomfortable, but I actually loved it. I mean, I don't know what that says about me, but I think it's good. Blue Jay is one of my favorite hidden gems on Netflix. Starring Sarah Paulson and Mark Duplass, 2 high school sweethearts end up visiting their hometown at exactly the same time and run into each other at a grocery store. After their adorably awkward reintroductions, they begin to reminisce about their relationship and the dreams and expectations that left them as they aged. It's an incredibly touching, mortalizing, and almost heartbreaking story. It reminded me of my own temporary place on this earth and proved to me that one day I'm gonna miss the world around me. Everything I think is certain will one day just be a fond memory. This one was so jarring. In case you don't know who Christine Chubbuck is, she was a news anchor in Florida. She had a family, a somewhat steady career, and a seemingly bright future. She's also known for being the first person to commit suicide on live national television. The movie, starring Rebecca Hall, follows Christine's last days leading up to her tragedy, and details the factors that led her to end it all. I'll admit the beginning of this movie ran a bit slow, but once all the exposition was out of the way, I was able to see Christine as she was. I sympathized with her. A very smart movie. I previously spoke about this movie in another video, so I won't bore you with another rant, but with Jason Ralph and Jonathan Gordon, this movie takes off and feels like something you'd watch on a cloudy Sunday morning. Watch my other video for more details, or just watch the movie. I've been dying to talk about this movie. I saw it a couple months ago for the first time, and I was so pleasantly surprised. It follows the story of a pastor in a very small town who begins to grapple with the imminent threat of climate change. While facing his own personal demons, the ticking time bomb of his morality begins to eat away at his faith. From the framing, to the script, to the themes, to Ethan Hawke, to Amanda Seyfried, this movie is a masterpiece. It's scary, but only in a subtle way. The audience takes the same journey the protagonist does. Slowly, the movie becomes more and more tense, and we as audience members begin to feel anxiety, and our stress levels rise with Ethan Hawke's character. One day, I'll make a full video about this, but for now, go watch it yourself. I hope this list was helpful to you. All of these movies I've seen recently, and they resonated with me, so I would love to hear your thoughts about any of them, good or bad. If you need any other suggestions or want to get ahead of other suggestion videos I make, visit my Letterboxd and see what I'm watching every day. Anyway, I've got to go. See ya.